Hello friends, welcome to Real Learning Center. In this session of Fruit to Root series, we will try to answer the question, where do plants get food from? Plants need food, so where does it get from? I guess plants get food like this, just like how we eat food from plate, plants also eat food like this. Is this the way it does? No, it doesn't. Plants cannot eat food like how we eat. You know why? Because plants do a kind of magic. They do magic so that they can make their own food. And where do they do the magic? They do it in some part of its body. And that part of the body where it makes food is the leaf. Okay, so where is leaf and what is that it makes? Now you can see one nice leaf here that is present. Now this leaf is the place where this magic of food preparation happens. If I can see this leaf carefully, I can see some small lines that are present. You can see one central, place that is there, and you can see some branching lines that are present. Maybe these are the places for, synthesizing or for making food. Can we think so? No, it doesn't. These brown structures, these are actually the pipes that you see. Okay, now these small pipes are very important to carry materials into the leaf and outside the leaf, just like how a pipe works. Okay, now this arrangement of the pipes in a leaf is very important, though not for actually making food, but to carry particles inside the leaf and outside the leaf. The arrangement of these pipes is called as venation. The arrangement is called as venation, and if you just notice this venation here, you can see there is one branch that again branches out and that again branches out. So you can see that in the end the leaf looks more or less like a network. Now if it gives a network like structure, if you can see some network like structure in a leaf like this, we call that as reticulate venation. Now what is reticulate? Reticulate means network. You can see that there are so many branches, all of them forming a network like this, and that is called as reticulate venation. Now, do all leaves have this kind of reticulate venation? Not all the times. I am sure you have seen this leaf, which is the banana leaf or the plantain leaf. Have you ever tried tearing this banana leaf apart? Very easy to tear. You just take one tip of the banana leaf and you keep pulling it like this. You see that it equally divides, equally breaks, and you can tear it off very easily. That is because here the veins actually do not overlap with each other. There is no network that is formed. And if you can notice it very clearly, you can see that there are some parallel lines on the leaf. So this arrangement of pipes, this arrangement of venation is called as parallel venation. So the venation is very important, but it is not the site of making food. So where exactly is the plant, where exactly is the leaf making food? So if it is not happening in these pipes and tubes or the venation, it should happen somewhere, in the leaf itself. So let us try to find out and explore where exactly the synthesis of food or making of food happens. Now for that, I need to get a microscope. Now if I look a leaf under a microscope, I can see the leaf in a big manner. I can magnify the image 400 times, right? So I would like to use a microscope. But how to see the leaf? There are two ways to see the leaf under a microscope. The first one is to see it on the surface. I just take the leaf and I see the surface of the leaf. Okay. Now this is one way of seeing the leaf. The other way, which is actually very nice to look at, is tear the leaf and you can see the thin part there, and the thin part can be observed under the microscope. Now these are the two ways in which I can observe the leaf under a microscope. Now if I observe these under the microscope, what I see is I can see small tiny cells present on the leaf. Now these small tiny cells may be the site of making the food. Why I call it as the site of making food is because if you notice, all the leaves are green and somehow this green color should be involved in making the food. So you see that the cells are having some green colored structure present, and maybe they are the sites of making food. Yes, but if you see the structure of the leaf clearly, you can see that there is one outer layer, the top layer that is present, which we call as upper layer, dermal layer. We call it epidermis. Okay, so we see the outer layer, which is kind of protective in nature. Okay, and just below that I can see rows of cells, all of them having some green colored structure present inside. Okay, but I can see one brown colored structure that is present here, and that is our vascular bundles. Now what are these vascular bundles? Now these are actually the bundles which gave us a venation, which gave us the pipings and the tubings that we saw earlier. Okay, now these vascular bundles have some pipes and tubes which actually help in transport of many things into and outside the leaf. There is also one more structure that you can see on the lower surface of the leaf, and that is called as stomata. Now this stomata is very important part of leaf because just like vascular bundles which help in moving few substances into and outside the cells, stomata also helps in the transport and the movement of gases. From the atmosphere, it takes in few gases, gives out few gases, and therefore it is very, very important. And the beauty of stomata is, that it has its own wall-like structure. You can see that very clearly here. You can see that, these are small openings which can close or it can open. So the stomata is nothing but the openings that you see on the inner surface, lower surface of the leaf, which have the ability to open or close. We will try to understand the importance of the vascular bundles and stomata in a short while. With all these structures present, in a leaf, how exactly does this making food happens? How does the magic of making the food happens? Now that happens because of the green colored pigment that you are seeing in the leaf. Now this green colored pigment is nothing but some structure which actually traps light. Okay, now this green colored structures which we see in the leaf are called as the chloroplast. A very beautiful structure. If I see one chloroplast enlarged, you can see some kind of plates which are stacked one above the other, and they are all connected. Okay, now these stacks of plates are called as grana. Grana is nothing but the saucer-shaped, plate-shaped structures which are just one above the other, and all of them are interconnected. Inside the chloroplast, you also see a fluid that is present, and that is called as the stroma. Now, whenever the leaves are exposed to sunlight, the leaves trap the sunlight. The leaves trap the sunlight, and when the leaves are trap the sunlight, they are actually getting trapped in the thylakoid membrane or in the granum of the chloroplast. So the energy coming from the sunlight is being trapped by the thylakoid membrane, by the grana and the chloroplast. Right? Now this energy which is being trapped here is used to make a complex molecule. Now what is complex here is, I was telling you about the stomata of some time back. So the stomata takes in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere into the leaf, and this carbon dioxide enters into the chloroplast, and the vascular bundles which are there in the leaf is actually taking water from the soil and gives it to the leaf, and inside the chloroplast, inside the stroma to be very specific, we see that there is the carbon dioxide and the water which combines together. When they combine together, you see that there is a complex molecule like glucose that is formed. To combine carbon dioxide and water, we need the help of sunlight. Sunlight is the energy that is sunlight gives the energy that is required for combining carbon dioxide and water. Now this process of making food by the plant is called as photosynthesis. Photo meaning light and synthesis meaning making. So using light, the food is being made. The whole of photosynthesis can be written in the form of a chemical reaction. So what happens in photosynthesis is that carbon dioxide combines with water in the presence of sunlight to give us glucose and oxygen. Now this oxygen which is formed in this reaction comes out of the leaf. That is the reason why we say plants give us oxygen. Why do they give us oxygen? It is because it is a byproduct of photosynthesis. Plants do not need oxygen, plants need carbon dioxide. This oxygen which is formed here is given out, and the same oxygen is used by us for breathing. So this is about photosynthesis. Okay, now if photosynthesis is so important, why can't we make photosynthesis? Why can't I stand in sunlight and get all the energy? Now that is not possible because I don't have chlorophyll. I don't have chloroplast. Because I don't have chloroplast, because I don't have chlorophyll, I cannot trap sunlight, and therefore I cannot make my own food. Therefore, we need to eat food which plants make. Now do you understand why your mother asks you to eat green leafy vegetables? Yes, because green leafy vegetables are rich source of vitamins, minerals and many other sugars. Okay. Now, along with glucose, we do see that plants also make many other things like, the fruits. All fruits, the glucose which the plant makes is transported to the fruit, where there are many other sugars that, the fruit makes. In the similar fashion, we also see that this glucose which the plant makes can be stored as different varieties of molecules like vitamins, like minerals, like fiber or starch. It can be any of them which the plant makes and it can store. Therefore, when I eat plants and its various fruits and vegetables or the pulses and the cereals, I am going to get all the types of nutrition my body requires. So I'm getting sugars, I'm getting carbohydrates, I'm getting vitamins, I'm getting minerals, I'm getting proteins, I'm also getting some amount of water and fiber. Hence, it's only because of plants that we survive. Plants have this magic, they know the magic trick of making their own food, and I am using the trick made by the plant to survive. This is all about photosynthesis. Thank you.